أعونك به يا مهين وبه نستعين ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما والحقنا ببارك الصالحين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, today we are going to be talking about the Kesrah sound. Naam. So it is the next one after the Fatha sound that we did in the previous lesson. Now the Kesrah sound is also represented by a diagonal stroke, but it is written below the letter. It is written below the letter and it is pronounced as E. It's pronounced as what? As E. So now the first one we have Alif. With Kesrah, Alif is E. Ka with Kesrah is T. Jim with Kesrah is G. Kha with Kesrah is Khi. Dal with Kesrah is D. Ra with Kesrah is Ri. Shin with Kesrah is Shi. Sod with Kesrah is Si. Ba with Kesrah is Ti. Fa with Kesrah is Fi. Mim with Kesrah is Mi. And Ya with Kesrah is Yi. Now I hope that is clear. Now so the Kesrah sound is also one of the action symbols that gives the letter a manifestation sound. It gives it it lets a letter have a sound, because naturally, as I've said earlier, the letter does not naturally have sound. It doesn't naturally have sound. So it's only when these symbols like Fatha and Kesra come to meet it, that's when you say, okay, this thing is pronounced as what? Fatha, this thing is pronounced as what? As Kesra. Now and as you can see that in this one we don't have the spacings, because it was said that if you practice the last Fatha sound class very well, you should already be kind of familiar with the words being joined together. So in this place and as we move on, there is no longer going to be spaces in our recitational materials. We are going to have them, so you are going to be used with the words being joined together naturally. You're going to be used with it, so that when you meet them while trying to recite the Quran or any other thing, you'll be able to use it. You're going to be able to recite it very well. Now the first one is Lam Fatha La, Ha Fatha Ha, La Ha, Ba Kesra Bi, La Ha Bi, To Fatha To, La Ha Bi To. The next one, Qaf Kesra Qi, Ba Fatha Ba, Qi Ba, Lam Fatha La, Qibala, Ka Fatha Ka, Qibala Ka. The next one, Wa Fatha Wa, Qa Fatha Qa, Wa Qa, Ain Fatha A, Wa Qa'a, Ta Kesra Ti, Wa Qa'ati. The next one, So Fatha So, Ha Kesra Hi, Sohi, Ba Fatha Ba, Sohiba. The next one, Sod Kesra Si, Fa Fatha Fa, Sifa, Ta Fatha Ta, Sifata. The next one. Now you look at this sign. This sign, I'm very sure you have no idea about what this sign is. So now I want you to look at that sign, and I want to explain to you that that sign is the combination of Lam and Alif together. When you go to some place when they're teaching the Arabic alphabet, they tell you Lam Alif, right? But we don't put Lam Alif there, because we believe Lam Alif is not a letter on its own. It's just the combination of Lam and Alif together. So now when Lam and Alif come after themselves, this is how it looks. Lam Alif. So now you can see that the Lam comes first, then the Alif. Then you can see that the Alif in itself, it has something like Hamza on top of it. Then you're going to see that the Fatha is kind of like in between the Hamza, right? That's kind of like typo errors. The Fatha is supposed to be above the Hamza, but it's just being placed in between. It's kind of so now so the first thing that is there is the Lam, and the next second thing is the what is the Alif, right? So now the Lam has Kesra, the Alif has Fatha. Li A, Ha Fatha Ha, Li A Ha, Ba Fatha Ba, Li A Ha Ba. The next one, Wa Fatha Wa, Wa Fatha Wa, Wa Wa, Ro Kesori, Wa Wari, Tha Fatha Tha, Wa Wari Tha. The next one, Wa Fatha Wa, Ro Kesori, Wari, Qa Fatha Qa, Wari Qa. The next one, Faf Kesra fi. Alif Fatiha a fi a. Ta Fatiha ta fi ata. The next one Ba Fatiha ba. Ro Kesra ri bari. Qaf Fatiha ko bari ko. The next one Wa Fatiha wa. Ro Fatiha ro wa ro. Tha Fatiha tha wa ro tha. Ta Kesra ti wa ro tha ti. The next one Ta Fatiha ta ba Kesra bi tabi. Ain Fatiha a tabi'a. Ka Fatiha ka tabi'aka. Now I want you to try this on your own. Pause the video, try to read the whole slide. Then if you're able to do it, move to the next line, move to the next line, and move to the next line. Now, because as I said earlier, practice makes perfect. Now this next one, Wa Fatiha wa, Dha Fatiha dha wa dha. Ro Kesra ri wa dhari. The next one Alif Kesra I. Ro Fatiha ro iro. Mim Fatiha ma iroma. The next one Ha Fatiha ha. Mim Kesra mi hami. Dal Fatiha da hamida. The next one Ba Kesra bi. Ain Kesra I bi'i. Sod Fatiha so bi'i so. Mim Kesra mi bi'i so mi. The next one Dal Fatiha da. Lam Kesra li dali. Ta Fatiha ta dali ta. I want you to remember that sign is what? If there is two dots on it, it is star. If there is no dot, it is what? It is ha. I want you to know that. Now the next one Ain Fatiha a. Qaf Kesra qi aqi. Lam Fatiha la aqila. The next one Nun Fatiha na. Shin Kesra shi nashi. Ta Fatiha to nashita. The next one Ba Kesra bi. Ya Fatiha ya biya. Dal Kesra di biyadi. Ha Kesra hi biyadihi. The next one Ha Fatiha ha. Lam Kesra li hali. Ain Fatiha hali a. The next one Mim Kesra mi. Amza Fatiha a mi'a. Ta Fatiha ta mi'ata. The next one Ka Fatiha ka. Mim Kesra mi kami. Ha Fatiha ha kamiha. Because there is no two dots, so it is ha. The next one Sin Fatiha sa. Mim Kesra mi sami. Ain Fatiha a sami'a. Now I want you all to know that Hamza is something that can be carried by Alif, Waw and Ya. Hamza can be carried by Alif, Waw and Ya. So now if you can go three boxes back to the last one, 3 boxes before the last word, you're going to see that there is an Hamza there. So now whenever you see Hamza on any letter or on anything, I just want you to know that you are going to ignore that thing that is there and just pronounce the Hamza. And Hamza takes the same sound as Alif. I hope you understand. So now when you see it on Alif or Ya, you should know that what you are not going to have to pay attention to the Alif or the Waw or the Ya. You are just going to pay attention to the Hamza and you're going to pronounce it like that. Now I hope you understand that. Now we go to the next slide. I'm going to take it slowly. Fa Fatiha fa. Alif Fatiha a fa a. Dhal Kesra di fa adhi. Nun Fatiha na fa adhina. Lam Fatiha la fa adhina la. Ka Fatiha ka fa adhina laka. The next one Ain Fatiha a. Lam Kesra li ali. Mim Fatiha ma alima. Ba Kesra bi alima bi. Ka Fatiha ka alima bika. The next one Nun Fatiha na. Ain Kesra I na'i. Mim Fatiha ma na'ima. Wa Fatiha wa na'ima wa. Alif Fatiha a na'ima wa a. Mim Kesra mi na'ima wa ami. Nun Fatiha na na'ima wa amina. The next one Fa Fatiha fa. Ro Kesra ri fari. Ha Fatiha ha fariha. Fa Fatiha fa fariha fa. Dha Fatiha do fariha fa do. Ha Kesra hi fariha fa dohi. Ka Fatiha ka fariha fa dohika. The next one So Fatiha so. Dal Fatiha da soda. Qaf Fatiha ko soda ko. Fa Fatiha fa soda ko fa. Ro Fatiha ro soda ko fa ro. Ba Kesra bi soda ko fa ro bi. Ha Fatiha ha soda ko fa ro bi ha. The next one Qaf Fatiha ko ko. Ain Fatiha a ko a. Dal Fatiha da ko a da. Wa Fatiha wa ko a da wa. Shin Fatiha sha ko a da wa sha. Ha Kesra hi ko a da wa shahi. Dal Fatiha da ko a da wa shahida. The next one Ain Fatiha a. Mim Kesra mi ami. Lam Fatiha la amila. fa fatha fa, amila fa, ro fatha ro, amila fa ro, ba kesra bi, amila fa ro bi, ha fatha ha, amila fa ro bi ha. The next one, ha fatha ha, fa kesra fi, vo fatha vo, ha fi vo, fa fatha fa, ha fi vo fa, qa fatha qa, ha fi vo fa qa, waw kesra wi, ha fi vo fa qawi, ya fatha ya, ha fi vo fa qawiya. The next one, ka fatha ka, dha fatha dha, kadha, ba fatha ba, kadhaba, fa fatha fa, kadhaba fa, kha fatha kha, kadhaba fa kha, sin kesra si, kadhaba fa khosi, ro fatha ro, kadhaba fa khosi ro. Now we go to the next one. Now instead of me reading it letter by letter, I know you'll have been used to it by now, so I'm going to just be reading it word by word. I want you to read after me and pause, try to read it on your own. Marido fa sobaro, raqido fa ta'iba, kariha wa sakhito, sahiro fa ta'iba, fahima wa alima, ذكر فخشي, سكت فسلم, طعم فشبع, bari'a. Now you can see the hamza, it is being carried by ya. You can see that now. Bari'a fashakara. So now you pronounce it as hamza, ignoring the ya. You don't pay attention to the ya, you just pronounce it as hamza and you move on. Now, so with that, that's the end of our class today. I trust you have learned something today. Until you to practice it, have a nice day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.